Unexpected Journey, Memoir of a Siberian Deportee by Juzė Avižienytė-Žukauskiene. Translated from Lithuanian and narrated by Giedrė Kumpikas, niece of the author, and by Isabelle Kumpikas, the sister of the author. Chapter 8. New Acquaintances, a Different Mode of Transportation. In Novosibirsk, we had to leave the train and get onto barges, but they had not arrived yet. The guards announced that we should go to the last car, that we would be given some bread. Everyone began to bustle about since each family would receive it separately. Of course, I went for my family. We were called according to a list. Each person was issued 1 kilo. Of course, no one weighed the bread. It was given out in small loaves. For my family of 5, I received 2 small loaves. Finally, after almost a month of traveling, we received bread for the first time and felt a firm, though foreign, the earth beneath our feet. We received not only bread, but we were allowed to go to the pond. We all ran headlong to the water. Who could describe our joy? After a month in suffocating cars, we rushed to an unlimited amount of water. Even though the water was not very clean, soon the whole shore was crowded with naked bodies. We all washed with enthusiasm. We rubbed our necks, scrubbed our feet and necks. It was a pleasure about which we had dreamed for so long. The women waded further in and were washing clothes, especially of the little ones. But our joy did not last long. Soon we heard the command, "Back into the cars." It was a pity to leave the fresh air and water. We went back to the cars sluggishly. "Step it up," urged the guards. We climbed back into the stinking hot cars. "Hurry up, get your things and get out of the cars." We did not have to be told twice. We all grabbed our suitcases, bundles, utensils, and crowded towards the door. My sick husband was still a little weak, but was already breathing normally. The children were impatient to get out of the stuffy car. However, because of our patient, we waited until the others got out so that we could move more freely. In the area where we had stopped, apparently, coal was unloaded, since there was so much coal dust between the tracks that our feet sank into it. Each person who jumped out of the rather high car raised a cloud of black dust. The bundles placed on the ground also became covered with coal dust. We looked terrible. Having received the order, we all dragged our belongings to the barges, which were standing near the riverbank. It appeared that other echelons had arrived here before us. We heard people speaking Latvian and Estonian. We were pushed onto the barges. There was very little space. We started competing over living space. The more nervous women started quarreling. Each one wanted to put her children to bed more comfortably. On the train, we had already become accustomed to each other. We had become friends, but here the public was different and varied. And whom didn't we have here? First, I was overjoyed to meet 2 acquaintances who were doctors. Stasė Šakenienė-Giedraitytė, my younger sister's classmate from her days at Voronezh, and familiar to me from the medicine faculty at the Vytautas Magnus University of Lithuania. The second doctor was Volonsavičius from Lazdijai. In 1924, his father had taken over the governing of the county from my husband. We were more at liberty here. We were permitted to go up on deck, even on shore, understandably not very far. A woman introduced herself to me. She was a teacher. Someone from her acquaintances said that I was Slovenian's sister. She and my sister had worked in neighboring schools. Convinced that it was really so, she collapsed on my breast and sobbed so profusely that her tears soaked through my dress onto my skin. She was sobbing so that she couldn't say a word. My tears and those of others were flowing as well, but I did not know why she was crying so. I began to talk, comforting her. There was no lack of water here. Someone brought some water. It seemed that she had been arrested, as she was with her 2-year-old son and her husband's parents, 2 old people. The old man was 74 and blind, and the old lady was 72. Besides, she herself was pregnant in her last month. She kept wringing her hands and repeating, "What will happen to us? What will happen to us?" And she continued shedding tears. "Don't worry, we'll all help somehow. My 2 friends here are doctors. They'll help. But how will I give birth? What will become of us? It's enough to make you jump into the water. And tears again. I was comforting her again. Some others gathered around and began to console her, but she kept holding on to me, and a little more calmly, probably the dear Lord himself sent you to me, and you, like your sister, know how to console a person and to help. Note: Vytautas Didysis University. Vytautas, the great university, founded in 1579 by the Jesuits, closed by Tsar Nicholas I in 1832. Now called Vytautas Magnus University.